with lots of time. What a throw! Lobbing one for the end zone. Touchdown, LSU. Catch him with a timer, score! LSU looks unstoppable. Going deep near the end zone, it's caught, and a touchdown! She was looking to throw. Throwing right into the end zone, caught for the touchdown. Open at the 30. The slide. He got it to him. Touchdown, Mechie. Target and a big breakaway. His downfield. Diving catch. Touchdown. Are you kidding me? What a play. With lots of time. What a throw! Lobbing one for the end zone. Touchdown, LSU. He's in the secondary. They won't catch him with a timer, score! LSU looks unstoppable. Going deep near the end zone, it's caught, and a touchdown! She was looking to throw.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Texas versus Pittsburgh Season 5 quarterfinal game between Versa, who is the defending Big 12 champion, probably one of the best in terms of win percentage in RFL history, going up against BT, who's known for his little cheesy antics, but he's a pretty decent player and has made it to the quarterfinal in the playoffs. So, Twist, I'm going to ask you, who do you think, or not necessarily who do you think who's going to win this game, but how do you see this game playing out?
Yeah, and that's a good question because it's probably easier just to pick a winner. So thanks for the tougher question. I think that we'll see Texas jump out, and probably stop and score, at least score more points in the first quarter than Pittsburgh. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. It's obviously it's a long ways to go as Pittsburgh gets a pretty good return to start the game.
Yeah, always good when you can start, close to that midfield mark. We know BT has a really good passing attack. He's not afraid to air it out. Versa with a really good run game.
Right.
But Pitt on the first round, absolutely. First play of the game on the ground. Abenakanda, he's going to pick up, 37 yards now into plus territory. So a good start there for Pittsburgh.
Surprised with that missed tackle there in open field. It looked like he was going to be able to make the stop there. Just kind of blew right past him.
Absolutely. Going back to this is actually 12 personnel out of Pitt. So shotgun, but 2 tight end look. And now Abenakanda again, 14 yards in the first down.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know that I've seen that personnel out of BT yet, but he might be using the same playbook. I'm not that observant. He breaks to 5 wide here.
BT plays a lot. He's got a lot of stuff in his tool bag, I think. And Slovis running inside the 5-yard line. Now going to be first and goal for Pitt. Hey, this is a really good start for BT.
Probably the best start he could have drawn up, other than kicking off and stopping Texas to start the game. But this is, if you're going to return the ball and start the game off with the ball, this is about as good a start you can get. You got to punch it in here, though.
Absolutely, and looks like he will be just inches short on first down. So now second and goal coming up. and a timeout from Pittsburgh. Guess they didn't like the look.
Yeah, it's almost like he was frustrated with himself for calling a no-huddle play there and instead of huddling up. Might have been worth it to call a timeout and get settled.
Yeah, you got to come away with points here. Your first drive, you've took basically a minute off the clock, so we still have a ton of game left, and we hand off to the right tackle.
A little bit of a copycat league around here, isn't it?
It is, and that's something I haven't considered, Twist, is putting a big old lineman back there at fullback, but mostly because I need my fullback to be somewhat athletic in the case I run play action, but apparently they just say, screw it, we're just going to give it to him every time.
Right, and it might be for the players that don't necessarily use fullback unless they're in that formation where they have confidence that they know he's not going to be in out on in a pattern of some kind. But yeah, it looks like an interesting strategy. I don't know that I buy into it fully. There's other ways to score on the goal line besides using that player, but it's still interesting nonetheless.
Absolutely. Now here comes Versa, who has kind of redefined his offense a little bit. He was able to run a lot better with Casey Thompson, but Quinn Ewers throw first pass intercepted. It's Woods, and he's going to return that back to about the midfield mark, which is essentially where Pitt started their last drive as well.
Yeah, and Gage, I know you saw it, and I know probably the whole world saw it that watched it. It's pretty crazy about that pick is that he called a run commit there, and everybody in the box was just slammed right into the middle of the field there, and it looked like he had a jump on getting a nice long pass there, but his defender got back in time and made a play on it.
Absolutely. I think Versa probably assumed that with the run commit that guy was open. I guess he was expecting that corner to run commit also, but it looks like he threw it to the one guy on the field that was covered, unfortunately.
Yep. And here Pitt and BT is back in business, and they're cooking with good field position here.
Yeah,
Slovis is dirty.
He is, not necessarily the most agile quarterback in terms of this league, but he's making it work so far today.
I tell you, he looks like he's running on clouds compared to North Carolina's quarterback. He seemed like he was running mud the last couple of games.
It's maybe he's been working on his speed over this Christmas break.
Could have
been a pick six. Absolutely. Could have been a pick six there for Texas. Unfortunately, it results in a deflection, incompletion. And now Pitt is, we'll call it in the red zone on 2nd 10. It's Davis, and I don't think Pitt blocked a soul on that Texas defense there.
And yet he goes no huddle. We're going to go with a 3rd and 12. No need to think about it in the huddle. We're just going to go to the line here. Maybe he saw something.
At least he has a potential to come away with 3 points and take a 2-score lead. So,
that's true.
Risky throw there. I think you'll honestly take the incompletion because it does set you up for a field goal that is up and good. And Pitt 10-0 to start this game over the number 1 seed, Coach Versa.
Great start. But yeah, I think that you're right. I think he should be very thankful that Texas didn't come away with a pick on 2 separate occasions there on that drive. So to be up 10-0 is quite the blessing.
Yeah, and if you're Versa, you've only had the ball one play on offense, and it resulted in an interception. So there's really no need to panic yet. We did extend these quarters if you're a new viewer here. And there's a Xavier Worthy trying to make an acrobatic one-handed catch. Ball falls incomplete.
It's an interesting animation the game gave him there because his receiver was open. It was a good ball, and it just seemed like got a little carried away there, huh?
Yeah, I wonder if the user swapping wow, I thought that was going to be another pick. The user switch to Worthy may have had something to do with it. Maybe he tried the user catch, and that's what forced the incompletion.
That's true.
But nonetheless, 3rd and 10 now for Versa. That's 3 plays, 3 incompletions so far.
Yeah.
Not incomplete this time to Jaleel Billingsley. 19-yard reception at 1st down. Now Texas is approaching that midfield.
He needed that one. That was a big play for Texas. He needed that play.
Absolutely. Now he's going back to Billingsley. I think Billingsley's pretty much been his target here the last half of the season.
Yeah, if I'm BT, I'm keying on number 9 or Billingsley number 9 there for sure.
Just a step too slow, and Quinn Ewers is up the middle of the field. unfortunately doesn't have the burners to make it the extra 12 yards there. And now Texas is going to be set up inside the red zone on 1st and 10.
Yeah, pretty good answer here from Versa and Texas to get down the field here and get himself into scoring position. He needs to score a touchdown here, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Billingsley, half an inch short, basically barreled over a guy there about the 1 yard line and then just unable to reach for that pylon. But I think we'll probably see a touchdown here unless we see a run commit out of Pitt. It is. But Bijan trying to get the edge, unable to do so. Now going to be second goal after a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, and a guy like Bijan, you got to get him going north and south. He's a very dynamic running back, and he is fast, but he is so much better when you get him running north-south. He breaks tackles and he carries bodies. So I know he was trying to get upfield there, but it might be a better attempt here. It's a good block on the outside.
Yeah, that was beautiful blocking there by Texas, and Bijan got the edge, showed off his speed to beat that safety or linebacker that was trailing him. Now it's going to be 10-7 with 2:45 to play in the first quarter.
Just a great answer by Coach Versa, and that shows what, he's been in the playoffs now, I think, every year I've been in this league, and it shows why. He's very calm, he knows what he's doing, and he answers. He didn't panic. He's down 10-0 and came down there and scored.
You see the drive chart so far, pretty even. Texas's first drive was one play interception, but other than that, he did hold Pitt to 3. So that was, almost just as good as an interception or a turnover there. Stopping somebody to only 3 points is huge in this game. And there we go. We see cover 2 against trips. Trips 4 verts. I don't think we've put that video out to us that we talked about this last night, but that pretty much was some teach tape.
Yeah, you might just clip that play right there, partner, because that's exactly what we talked about. And yeah, definitely look for that video coming out soon. As the ball goes off his lineman's backside, probably wasn't what he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to throw that off his back foot, and we know as much as anybody when you try to do it like that, bad things happen.
Good read.
Benicana go get the handoff, cut up field. A beautiful cut there to cut it back. And a fumble.
Oh,
ooh, wow. But
very
cannot
fortunate.
Upfield. Fortunately, right place, right time for Pitt. And the conservative big run comes on immediately.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think that Texas even has that setting on, aggressive. It's just one of those times in the game where the player made a play.
Yeah, and a hard hit there by Ford to Vincent Davis. I think Vincent Davis has two carries for -1 yard so far.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, too, that looks like a great box to run on, and, Versa made a great play there to make me wrong. PITT looks very comfortable in his offensive sets, doesn't he?
He does, and I think that's PITT's strength is he's really comfortable in his offense. I said earlier it's kind of cheesy at sometimes, but he's really growing into an offensive mindset. And just a few stops in this game, I don't think Versa is going to stop BT from scoring much. If BT's going to win, he's going to have to find a way to get a few stops defensively.
Wow, he had like 18 different options on that play, and he took the easiest one and scored a touchdown there. But wow, I don't know what Texas's defensive game plan was on that play specifically, but I think they had one guy on like 6 dudes out there on the left side. So Slovis took it in easy. 17-7. Gage, can you believe what's happening right now?
I can believe we've seen Pitt score on all 3 drives. I can't believe we saw Texas down 17-7 in the first quarter.
Right. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Texas starting off with the first play interception was quite the game changer as Pittsburgh has taken full advantage of that.
Versus going to hand the ball off to Bijan. And Bijan, I mean, Pitt's really keying on this ground game, I think. I think he's going to force Texas to beat him through the air.
Yeah, and that might be the blueprint here. We're seeing it live.
Pass to Whittington.
It was in a man coverage there. We saw that. Versa saw it right away, and as the receiver broke, got rid of the ball on time. That was a great play to get the first down there. Move the chains.
Underneath route to Billingsley, pretty much just a shallow, and he turns that into 15 yards on the first down for Texas.
Yeah, and on that play specifically, it looked like Pittsburgh had backed off in coverage, maybe in a soft cover 4, and Versa just took advantage of that with Billingsley right underneath. Counter to the right side this time with Robinson. Makes a nice move. Another first down. Gage, he is driving the ball and answering almost every time Pittsburgh's had any kind of positive play or momentum score. Here comes Texas again.
Yeah, and that's like I was talking about. Like, I don't think Texas is going to be able to limit Pitt's offense too much. So for Pitt, it's ultimately you're just going to have to find a way to get 2 or 3 stops and really twist whoever can win this middle 8 or middle 6, we'll call it in terms of this game. If Texas can score before the half, tie it up or take the lead, and then get the ball to start the third quarter and score again, that could be the swinging, ultimately what propels Texas into winning this game.
Oh, totally. I mean, that's a 14-point turnaround if you can pull that off. So as we approach the end of the first quarter, we'll see if Texas can score quickly or if they're going to carry it into the second quarter. But nonetheless, it's a nice drive so far for Coach Versa. Let's see if he can capitalize at the end. Breaking tackles everywhere.
So 2nd and 6, started the second quarter. I feel like we've been playing for years now at this point.
I know. Yeah, these minute extensions really do make the game feel a little bit more realistic and longer. What I like about it, though, is that you can really kind of dial up a good run game now. Before it, and not that 5 minutes is too short, but it does kind of feel like you kind of have to rush your game plan just a little bit. And with that extra 4 minutes, you really can kind of dial up a different kind of game plan, which is nice.
Absolutely. It opens up some play action for some teams. And then we saw it with Slayer last night. I mean, if you've got a ground game that can rush for 200, it's going to be hard to stop you.
Oh, man, no kidding. Yeah, Tank really went off, showed his dominance last night. And Billingsley is having a night, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's his 4th or 5th catch so far. Could have been 4th or 5th on the drive. I don't know. Billingsley is a name that we've said pretty much all first quarter. And he gets his first touchdown there, and Texas makes this a 3-point game. So Pitt will take over. 3-point lead. I think this is their worst starting field position they've had all game.
Yep.
And this is.
And there's a big sack.
If I'm Pitt, I think I'm going to just run trips for Verts. All Verts is doing is cover 2. And maybe some cover 2 man. This looks like maybe cover 4, but I've seen cover 2 a lot so far. And if Pitt catches up on that, Versa could be in a little bit of trouble. And there's
a very dangerous idea.
And that could be a pick six. Yep.
Is he going to get there?
He does.
Yes, he is.
What? Showing off the speed. And Texas will take the lead. And that's one of the reasons why Texas has the number 1 seed. I mean, he's been baiting Pitt with cover 2 all night. And then he finally swaps to cover 4. And Pitt forces an errant throw and results in a pick 6.
Thought that guy was going to come in and block that kick as you were talking there, but yeah, you're right. That was a great answer by Texas. It's unfortunate. I think Pitt maybe could have climbed his way out maybe by running the ball there. He looked like he had a super light box. Probably could have ran just a quick dive and got probably 8 to 10 yards there. Maybe got a first down. but he took a chance, threw it deep, and Texas was ready for it.
Absolutely, and there was a good play there by that corner. I don't know if that was a user pick on Versa or not, but regardless, I mean, Versa made the play to bait that throw, and it results in exactly what he wanted. And here we go again, almost intercepted, and that was another cover 2 look out of Texas.
Yeah, he's mixing it up real nice right now.
A stick concept coming in. I think he, instead of throwing the fade, it looks like he put that outside receiver on an out route, and that's what he threw there.
And that was the right idea there by Coach BT. He saw a cover 4 look there, and he just tried to hit his underneath route. It just happened to be right at the wrong time because that defender happened to be sitting right on top of that. But had he waited maybe a couple of more steps, he probably could have had a couple more yards to that, maybe got a first down.
Absolutely. It's now 3rd and 4 for Pitt, and wide open. I mean, he's got guys open all over the field.
Yeah,
I think versus
that was
engage 8 blitz. It kind of looked like.
Yeah, he had some backed off coverage from his back 3, and that's what I was looking at. I wasn't even looking in the box, to be honest. And that's the first person I looked at was that left side, and he hit him right away. It was a nice pickup.
Absolutely beautifully done there.
Yeah, he needs to do more of that, in my opinion. I would love to see him give. I'm not even going to try his last name. Give that running back a little bit more carries. He's got 5 carries for 79 yards already. Feed that man.
Absolutely. 2nd and 5 for Pitt. Little squirrel route intercepted again by Watts, and now it feels as if BT is just kind of forcing throws, not really making reads, and Watts with a 2nd pick 6 on back-to-back drives. Versa is absolutely hot. BT can't believe it.
That's incredible. And you know what? He's just running the cover 2 scheme. That's all it really is, and that's it's quite amazing timing as far as the video that we did. But when you look at what we're seeing here, I mean, that breakdown that we did, it's crazy how that could have helped in that situation. So that's 2 situations now that we've seen in this game about that cover 2.
Yeah, BT's going to have to find a way to get some points here before the half, and he could do it on the kickoff.
Oh,
wow.
He almost wiggled his way right up the middle there. That was crazy.
What a return. So now BT looking to avoid what I did against him, and that's throw 3 pick 6s on back-to-back drives. So he's only down 11, and a good opportunity to score here before the half.
Totally.
And then just a stop or a turnover, and you're right back in it.
Right. Yeah, I think it's important to stay true to what you're trying to do, and I think for him, he needs to keep running the ball. He's gaining chunks every time he gets it, and what it does is it keeps Versa honest. It's going to keep him in that box and just maybe a couple extra steps to read that running back, and then that's when you can hit him, maybe over the top or over the middle there.
And there goes, you just got burnt deep to the front pylon. Safety makes a great play, and now 3rd and 1 coming up for Pitt.
I'm sure he was trying to go there because of his speed and everything, but it's too bad he didn't see that late breaking slant coming across the middle because he had wide open spaces there. Good play.
Barden over the middle. Now 1st and 10 for Pitt.
It's important to point out there that he threw to the shallow drag and not the over top drag. Had he thrown to the over top drag, that probably would have been deflected or intercepted.
Absolutely. Now Banacanda, he picks up 11 yards, another first down for Pitt. BT's putting together some really good drives, as long as he's just careful with the football and, like I said, not really rushing throws or anything or trying to force things. We've seen him move the ball downfield all night.
Correct. Got plenty of matchup problems over there. Yep, I was going to say looked like 3-on-1 at one point. Just a great job manufacturing that entire time, moving the ball downfield, finding open guys.
Oh, fake.
Oh, he's going for 2. I love it.
I love it. What a call out of BT.
And a field goal.
Makes it a 1-score, or not necessarily a 1-score game. It makes it to where you can tie the game with a score.
Correct.
I think that's the biggest thing here.
You got to think he was thinking about doing that before he even scored, because he called that play like it was, second instinct. It was already happening.
And that's kind of how you have to do it. You have to get to where you're lulling your defensive, or you're lulling your opponent on defense into just, okay, he's scoring, he's kicking a field goal. It almost has to be a rhythm kind of thing. And
Yep.
it's something you kind of want to look for. How quick did they get into that field goal after a touchdown? And that's when you know if it's just second nature to them to do that, then you know you've got them.
It's a great job checking down to Billingsley. It looked like he was trying to go deep right away, but Pitt was on top of it, so he just checked down, found the open guy, and found himself another first down.
Absolutely. Now 1st and 10. And Billingsley, again, the target, picks up 1 yard there. So 2nd and 9 with 2:09 to play in the second quarter. Ewers is 9 for 11 after that first throw.
Another run commit situation.
And that was, again, tightly covered. It was complete, but still really good cover to have a run commit. Bijan up the middle now, breaking a few tackles, picking up probably about 13 yards there, getting his total. I guess Texas is total up to 82 yards on the day so far.
Yeah, and I would expect Texas to try and milk this down as long as he can, and get into a spot where he can get some shots at the end zone. But he doesn't want to give Pitt any time, so I'd assume he's just going to continue to try and draw this thing out. I'm surprised Pitt's not calling timeouts, or at least they might soon, I guess. If they get a stop here, I'd expect one.
Yeah, I think so too. They've already burnt one timeout, so that could be a little. Yep, and there it is.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised that Texas didn't run that clock down a little bit further. They hiked the ball with about 20 seconds left on the play clock, and they could have gotten a good chunk of that down. So here's a big third down for Texas. It looks like they're going to do something run heavy.
Hand off to Billingsley, the tight end. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. We see Pitt with a right tackle at fullback. Texas has a tight end. It kind of diversifies what you're able to do out of that formation.
Correct. Yeah, I've seen the tight end there. I think it might have been Florida that was running that earlier this year. But they were doing flex bones. Maybe I'm wrong. It might have been somebody else. But saw a big tight end, one of their big athletes that was in that formation, and thought that was a good idea as well. But the lineman thing, that threw me a little bit. That was good.
It did, and we've seen it back-to-back nights so far, and there's Robinson up the middle now, 3rd and 3 coming up.
And he's got him now without any timeout, so he can kind of just play this how he wants, take his shots when he wants, but really you've got 2 downs here to get a first down if you really wanted to. Oof, nice stop. Now it's decision time.
If I'm Texas, I'm probably going to go for it. There's 27 seconds left. Pitt has no timeouts. It'd be really, really hard for him to come away with a touchdown. I mean, now obviously he could hit a big play, but realistically you're trusting your defense a little bit. And, if he stops you, he stops you. You still have
big
the lead.
Play.
Goal line D against 5 wide. This could be bad. I'm probably eyeing Billings.
Kind of audible to that was like a strong pistol formation. Now he's back into the goal line, doing some cheesy little movements there.
Oh my Lord!
And I'm clapping because I disagree with the pre-snap camera movement antics. I think that was a little cheesy, and I'm glad that he got stopped for it. I'll say it right now.
I'll say I don't like the play called fullback dive against goal line. Now, it did work out in a touchdown you had earlier, in a play call you had earlier, but a fullback dive to me is just a little too risky if you're not on the goal line, especially when you've essentially got one play to throw in. Now, there's, again, BT, I know he's trying to make a big play before the half, but just straight up throwing a deep ball on a fade isn't necessarily the best way to get it done.
Yeah, and we already seen him try to do that before, and it hurt him. He got an interception, and as we saw, ran back for a touchdown. So he's just kind of laying it up there for Texas to do the same thing again. I would like to see him run some route combinations instead.
And there's
As I
Barton.
say that, he just rips one right over the middle for a long touchdown to end the half. This is amazing.
It is.
What a
It's a hell of a game so far. And earlier, or I don't know if you saw it, he ran just a simple smash concept on the right side, and the hitch was wide open. So he even had a check down available,
right.
if nothing was open, where he could have got a couple yards and probably got out of bounds. So that's huge that he didn't have any timeouts. Getting out of bounds would stop the clock. But when you could throw it 70 yards for a touchdown, I mean, who cares?
Exactly. All things are thrown out the window when you can hit a dart over the middle for a 70-yard touchdown, right?
Oh, absolutely. So 32.
And he didn't leave him hardly any time left either. He's only got 8 seconds left here, partner. So, that was a double win for Pitt right there.
Absolutely. So Pitt versus Texas, 32-28, 8 seconds before the half. Number 9 is potentially upsetting number 1. Texas still has a timeout.
Yeah, they do, and that was a quick timeout they used there. I was thinking they were trying to get maybe a quick broken tackle or something to break free there. Now he's just going to chuck it.
Oh, get down. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautifully executed there by Versa.
Yeah, it was.
And I think he may be in field goal range. 56 yards.
56 yards, this is doable.
Absolutely.
It's definitely going to be a long one, though, and he might choose just to go for a Hail Mary here.
Yeah, Texas gets ball to start the second half into. Sorry, Troy, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. It's we got to answer the people, especially a co-champion like MT.
Oh my!
Oh my goodness! I thought he had it.
And that would be like the second or third time that Versa has completed a halftime Hail Mary like that. I think he won a game on a Hail Mary at one point earlier.
We see, onside kicks, and those are exciting, and it seems kind of like maybe a skill or maybe something that you can develop, some type of a scheme with. But the Hail Mary thing is the same thing, essentially. I mean, you can get kind of a skill involved there and get good at it. That's kind of a weapon to have in your pocket there.
Absolutely.
I mean, I stink at them. I seem to throw interceptions on every single one I try to do. So.
That's pretty much how they go for me as well.
Well, Texas has a chance here to come out and get a lead to start the second half.
And a fumble. Oh my Lord!
I can't believe it.
Does Pitt have on strip?
I would love to see what his settings are. Yeah.
Yeah, on that fourth down, it looked like he went for a strip, and then
when
he tackled Billingsley again.
Animations, right? Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see if BT had that setting on, and it's not like it's illegal or anything. We're just curious.
Absolutely, it makes things being easier to understand.
Great pressure. Oh.
Worthy had him beat. It was just threw it a little bit late.
Yeah, it did look like he had him early. That's the second time we've seen that post play to Billingsley to get a first down on a long third and long situation. Excuse me.
Oh, he almost had him offsides. I'm expecting probably, if it's not a run, I'll expect Billingsley hot. There it is. Oh, he had him, and he threw it. God, he threw it probably a step late than I would have, but it worked out for first down, so I can't really say anything.
Yeah, you're right. I think, though, if he would have gotten him the ball just one step sooner, he could have maybe put up a move on that tackler and been gone. But a really aggressive play call, by the way, by BT. That was, all-out zero blitz right there. So he's definitely mixing up his play calls, but sometimes they're biting him a little bit.
It does. But so 2nd and 7. Oh, he had a man. He had two guys open. BT was in cover 2, but Billingsley says it doesn't matter. I'm going to break 3 tackles to get inside the 5-yard line. Now 1st and goal, 35-yard reception with a huge play there for Texas.
Yeah, that was a really great play. Again, I think Texas is kind of figuring out what Pitt's doing on defense and is trying to exploit those areas. It's good. It's nice to see. And good balance by both teams as well.
Absolutely. Now we know Pitt is pass heavy, and we know Texas is a little run heavy, but like you said, they've done a good job at keeping it mixed up so far at this point in the game. And then there's just a wide open lane to walk in for a touchdown, and Texas will retake the lead 35-32.
Yep. Pending the blocked field goal here.
Or 2-point or fake.
One of those in a while. Great drive by Versa there. Just marched right on down and took the lead right back from him.
Now Pitt with a chance. Yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, that left side looks a little too open. But Texas with a good performance there on special teams to halt another big return out of Pitt. Triple slant patterns coming in. Slovis throws late over the middle.
Yeah, that's the thing about that kid is, everyone says he's probably one of the fastest guys in our league, but those drops, they can hurt you.
Absolutely, and now it's gonna be 2nd 10 for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he's got him.
Bartholomew. Hey, I've played Pitt a couple times the last couple seasons, and Bartholomew is a really, really good tight end. Probably up there with Billingsley. Billingsley may be a little bit faster, but nonetheless, I think Bartholomew is a really solid target there for Keaton Slovis.
Yeah, they got a great chemistry going, that's for sure. And he uses him well.
And there he is again. Hanging in on a tough catch there. Hit pretty much simultaneously with catching the football.
Looks like it's going to be the Billingsley versus Bartholomew matchup today, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Although Billingsley has about, I think, 8 more catches than him, but nonetheless. A little wildcat formation here, partner.
I love it. Hand the ball off to Kanata Muffield.
Great cut. Love it.
A great way to read the blocks. And a first down for Pitt. Second half's going a little bit faster.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It has kind of been motoring by. We've had some great matchups this playoff season. Just you and I just calling games alone. Seems like there's been a couple of close games. I mean, I know we have a blowout, but I love the playoff energy so far. Seems like everyone's coming to play real hard.
Absolutely. Last year was all pretty much one-possession games. This year, though, Bannacanda's streaking down the middle of the field.
Got that far down
I can't either.
I was going to say he's got wide open, but I figured that he would have set his feet. But, wow, what a play. And I guess that's kind of where the cheese discussion comes in. It's not necessarily that he's a bad user or anything, because BT obviously is this deep in the playoffs for a reason. But when you can make throws on the run like that in situations, it kind of just feels like you're cheated as a defense, and that's kind of what we say is cheesy. It's not necessarily that you're doing anything wrong, but it's just kind of like the game breaks for a second and you get this long gain. So to Versa, it feels like he got cheated, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Great way to finish that drive, though, by Pitt. BT's playing a great game.
Yeah, a beautiful drive there by Pitt. Like you said, takes a 39-35 lead. And that's another thing about that 2-point conversion earlier is he got it to where he was only down 3 instead of down 4. But now when he scores a touchdown, he's up 4 instead. That puts Texas in just that much of a little bit behind. So perfectly executed there by BT earlier this game. And Twist, we've got a dogfight.
Yeah, gosh, we do. And that's a great point, too. I mean, take notes, coaches, because, it's not always smart to go for 2. But when you have them, kind of lulled to sleep like you talked about because you've kind of been out there kicking your PATs, and you catch them and you get yourself a 2-point lead, and now all of a sudden you're up 4 instead of being up 3, that's a whole lot of pressure it puts on offense. Now I got to get in the end zone. I can't just get down to the 30-yard line or so and try to get a field goal out of this. I got to go all the way. And as we almost see a pick, probably should have been by Pitt there.
Yeah, that's pretty much that same animation that Pitt just got to work for him. Versa tried it and didn't necessarily have the same result. Ewers back to pass now. It's Billingsley again, making men miss, and brought down at the 40-yard line.
Having a great game, obviously.
It's 1st and 10 for Texas, now at the 30-yard line.
I keep waiting for someone to pull away.
You would think somebody would, and I mean, Pitt was up, 10 earlier, I think is the largest lead in the game?
Yeah.
Or no,
Yep.
Versa technically, I believe, was up 11 after those back-to-back pick sixes, 28-17.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Robinson out of the backfield. That's something we saw Gerald work a little bit yesterday, the wheel ride out of the backfield.
Great stop. We haven't seen a lot of defenses be able to, stop Texas's run game as well as Pitt has today. And I don't know that it's really, you can call it stopping them, because I think he's still got quite a bit of yards, but he seems to have got him in a lot of second and long situations today, if what I've noticed.
Yeah, now the stick and nod play, it's really good if you're able to beat a guy with the stick concept and get him to where he's jumping that stick route. The nod in there is always a good wrinkle, as we see Versa sets himself up for touchdown the next play after actually perfectly executing the stick and nod concept.
Yeah, you're right. That was a really good play to get him in. I think it was within the 5-yard line there, and he was just able to jump on the ball and run it in for the go-ahead score. Texas is looking poised to maybe run away with it. We'll see. Can Pitt answer? It's been like that all game, partner.
So now BT will get the ball with 48 seconds left. Do you expect to see some chew clock coming in at either one of these teams?
I'm actually surprised that we didn't see any on that last drive. And maybe it's because it is kind of a feeling of everyone is just scoring at will. So, you don't know if you want to chew the clock. You might want more time. So I think it's just because these guys are both on their heels defensively. Either team has really been able to stop each other. So, chewing clock, which is now stuck on by Pitt. But I think that's just because we're getting closer to the end of the game now. But yeah, it has. It's just been back and forth. I don't think anybody really knows, what the outcome is going to be just yet.
Yeah, like you said, it's kind of going to come down to, do I want to chew clock and set myself up for a potential game-winning drive, or do you want to give yourself as much time as possible if you were to score and then Texas answers? So
Right.
looks like he did keep chew clock on.
I actually think I'd go with the latter, just because if I'm in this situation and the score is what it is, writing's on the wall. It's already a high scoring game with zero defense. So I'm relying on that happening more and more. So I think I'd just put the gas pedal on. But and here we go. He's got B open. Oh no, he overthrew him.
Yeah, a tough look there by Slavis. I think probably his first bad pass of the day. What about if you're on the flip side? If you're Texas, like if Texas gets a stop here, do you think he cuts on shoe clock, or what would you do in that situation?
Oh, I think I definitely would if I was Texas. If you get a turnover here, you really want that clock just to be your friend. Interesting. What was that play called? That lineman was well downfield.
If it was
I don't know
out
if that
of
was a
two,
mid-screen
if that was
or-
out of two backs, I think that may have been a running back trailing. The second running back was trailing the first running back on the seam.
Oh,
I think.
yeah. I don't know what that was. It was odd looking.
BT definitely knowing he's going for it on fourth down. There's no way you run it on 3rd and 10, not expecting to go for it on fourth. So, and here it is, 4th and 7. And if Texas gets the stop here, he's pretty much in field goal range to start already.
Yeah. And I'm not willing to say this is the game right here, but it's definitely a big play. It's a stop.
Now BT's going to have to answer with a stop of his own. Otherwise, he will be packing his bags, and Texas will be going on to play MT, coach the Michigan team, in the semifinals.
Yep.
Good stop there by Pitt. I think that was a true guess run as well.
Yeah, I think that's going to be what he can expect again, unless he audibles to something else here. Which he did. Oh, Billingsley is just so tough to tackle in open field.
And he's a big
there's
guy
the-
too.
the
Yeah,
ball.
that's a big guy to bring down.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough matchup for anybody. And if I'm Pitt here, I'm just trying to hang on to my timeouts, try to get a stop, do the best you can to get this, at least force a field goal, so at least you're within a touchdown here. But I wouldn't use my timeouts just yet. Lots of game left.
Absolutely. So 3:48 to play. Texas does have 2 clock on, 3rd and 4. This could be, even forcing a field goal here is just as big. And I think he did.
Oh.
He got the lucky.
Fought forward for the yards, yep.
The tack, I don't think challenging.
Oh, is he really
going
going to challenge it? Yeah. I mean, this is the season. I can understand the effort here, but we know this game. This isn't going to be any type of a overturned call here.
Yeah. And we're not sure exactly where he had to get to either. I mean, balls or knees down at the just before
Right.
that,
I mean,
that
there's really
5-yard
no way
marker.
for us to say yes or no here, but
So he's down about the 20. We'll say.
yeah, we'll call it at the 20-yard line, we'll say.
So I don't know where the first down was, but I mean, maybe the game's in his favor, but even then, it's still 4th and 1 for Texas, and he can go for it.
And as I, thought this was going to stand, and Texas will retain possession, and now he's going to have to think about using this timeout at some point because he just used a very valuable one to challenge that call.
He did. Now, if you're Texas, I mean, you don't even have to score here. Just find a way to chew some clock.
I think you could tell he was trying not to accelerate there at the end and just kind of fall down, but bodies kept carrying him forward there.
Almost another touchdown last play. A touchdown this time, though, and Texas will take we're going to say a 10-point lead. I don't expect him to go for 2 here. And now it is 49-31 Texas.
Yeah, it's not over yet, but wow, look at the yards there, 442 and 441, very even game. The fact that they don't have any more timeouts, though, partner, that's kind of a dagger, don't you think?
It is, or could be. You could have some really good luck go your way on defense and get the ball with under a minute to play, probably close to that minute mark, but you need to score really, really quick. And I'm talking like the first 2 plays of this drive.
Yep. And you're probably going to see a cover 4 look, which we do.
And I think this goes back to what I was saying near halftime, where BT's just forcing it. He's expecting his 99 speed wide receiver to get down the field, and when he's got guys open across the middle, he's running 4 verts against cover 4, and that middle, between the hashes is wide open.
Right. And like you said, he needs to score quickly. I'm hoping he gets a first down to extend the game here, and hopefully he gets a chance. But he does have to score quickly here because he's got to get the ball back again and do it again. So, with no timeouts, this is kind of go time. Ball's on the ground. Texas is on it.
And that's pretty much the game.
Yeah. We've seen it far too often. Quarterback tries to make a play out of the pocket, gets chunked, and loses the ball.
Yep.
It's been a great game back and forth, though. BT had a great game plan, played well all the way up until it seems like maybe the last 5 minutes of this game, but great effort, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
And congratulations to
Wow,
Coach
what a
First.
run by Bijan.
Absolutely run over everyone. Good good job there. Just trying to eat up the clock a little bit there. But congratulations, Versa. Looks like he's going to be playing for another semifinal matchup on his way to hopefully another championship game.
And I think MT and Versa have met up before in the semifinal game. I don't know what season it was. I know in season 3 I played Versa in the semifinals. But nonetheless, that's going to be another good game. So not sure when that one's going to be streamed, but hopefully it'll be done hopefully sooner than this weekend. That way we can get that national championship maybe on Monday night.
Yeah. And then it's on to season 6, my guy.
It is. Absolutely. That'll be starting on Tuesday. And really, it's just Texas bleeding clock here. I think he may end up scoring a field goal or maybe another touchdown late, just kind of out of has to. But nonetheless, a great performance out of both coaches here today. Pitt's just a few offensive adjustments to the game plan away from potentially making a national title run next season.
That's right. Punches on the field goal, makes it 52-39. Texas is going to walk away with this one. Buddy, it's been a pleasure doing another one with you. These broadcasts sure are fun, aren't they?
Absolutely. And hopefully, we'll have a lot more games to broadcast next season.
Yeah, I think next year we got a lot of new faces. We got a lot of guys coming back that have proven that they are willing to be here and want to fight for a championship. And there's just a lot of parity now. It's been a lot of fun to see teams improve. And we've obviously talked about the coach carousel and teams moving around. So a lot of new changes coming up for season 6. I'm excited about all of it.
Absolutely. Slavi's going to take one last heat to the end zone, and I think it is.
Hey.
Bartholomew is going to end his season with a catch and a touchdown. A little too late for Pitt. They're going to lose this one 52-45, 52-47. Some more respectable on the scoreboard, but regardless, a loss is a loss in the playoffs, and Texas is moving on.
Old Cheese 2-point conversion there to his creative player.
But, well, we got MT versus Versa coming up. Not tonight, obviously, but any early predictions on how you see that one going?
Well, it's going to be a great matchup. Versa played really well tonight. Took care of BT. MT's a whole different basket, though. He's a one of those slimy veterans that knows what he's doing too. So this should be a really good game. I actually think MT's going to pull it out. I got trust in him, but MT's hungry for that second championship. So it's tough to match that intensity.
Absolutely. It'll be a good game nonetheless. Hopefully we can get that one on stream. But thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that follow button and head on over to YouTube for the replay from Twist and Quattro. It's been a pleasure, guys.